Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. So I got two movie reviews for you. But before I get to them, I just want to do a little shout out here for two streaming services that are free. Actually, um, I'm not being paid or sponsored by them. I'm just kind of wanted to share, it out there with you guys, and in case you're bored, you're stuck inside and got nothing to do. All right, so the first one is IMDb TV. It's a streaming service, a free streaming service. We all know IMDb as a place where you look up like actors from movies and stuff. You get a little information on a film. Well, anyway, this streaming service you can download on, I guess, pretty much any smart TV. I go between Amazon Fire TV and Roku TV, and I no problem getting it there. And it's got movies. Doesn't really have live TV per se, but well, it's something it might like a live news channel, but other than that, a lot of movies you could find on there. Not everything, but I mean, who knows? There might be a movie that is not available on Hulu or Netflix. You might find on there, so that's pretty cool. The next one is Pluto TV. Um, you may or may not have heard about it, but it's pretty cool. It works just like your, streaming TV service or cable TV service. It's got on-demand movies too, but it kind of harks back to the old shows. There's a lot of nostalgia about it because, like, TV stations and shows and normally are not in circulation anymore, you could find on there. Like, if you're into the, whole like Nickelodeon, like Real Monsters or Hey Arnold, you could find all that there and among other stuff, which I think is pretty cool. And, it's a good addition. Like I said, as opposed to the other more popular streaming services, and it's free. So, there you go. All right, on to the movie reviews. All right, so the first one I got, it's a horror film by a director that normally wouldn't do horror films. But hey, if you're a director, the sky's the limit, right? All right, so the first one's called Tusk, and yeah, pretty wild plot. So the director is Kevin Smith, and yes, that Kevin Smith, the guy who did Jay and Silent Bob, Mallrats, Clerks. So guy I guess normally noted for comedy, comic book lover, but he's kind of dived into serious films. Chasing Amy, I thought was a good romance comedy drama or whatever. Red State. Few horror films here, and this one kind of caught my interest, and I was like, huh, let me check it out. So basically, it's about this U.S. podcaster, actually played by Justin Long, named Wallace, and he hears about this story he wants to cover in Canada, but he gets sidetracked by another story. This about this old man named uh, Howard, played by Michael Parks, and apparently he was capsized from his boat, and a walrus saved his life apparently, and kind of like developed a relationship with it. And Wallace decides to interview the guy. Little does he know, the guy's a complete psychopath and actually drugs Wallace, the podcaster, during their interview. And then the movie kind of takes off. So obviously, him missing brings up the attention of his girlfriend, his friend, and they kind of like go on this like wild goose chase to track him down. It's interesting because one of the I thought this was pretty cool. I mean, I kind of guessed just by looking at the guy, you could kind of tell who it is. But there's a detective. I think he's a PI or a detective. And it's Johnny Depp. Spoilers, but I mean, you could just look at it. I think they were trying to hide that because I don't remember him being advertised in the film. But I thought that was kind of a pretty cool thing, just seeing Johnny Depp playing a quirky role like this. But it's not distracting. Anyway, yeah. So as this podcaster's drugged, he gets changed slowly, by like really gruesome methods, like dismemberment, yeah, like just body modification stuff. This psycho is like changing this guy, and it's crazy. This guy believes his this wild story of this walrus, and he's transforming, this poor dude into a walrus. And I mean, that's really the base of it. I mean, I know it sounds wild and crazy, but like the scenes of horror and dread are there because there's really nothing this guy could do. He's stuck. What's he gonna do? Run away? The guy like takes off his legs, and yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, like it's not gonna win any awards, but it's out there. And for Kevin Smith to do like a movie like this, it's like it kind of adds to the charm because it's Kevin Smith. I look at Kevin Smith, being the comedic kind of guy, but at the same time, I like it. I like he ventures into different territory. I wish he would do a Star Wars movie. I think he has the capability of doing that. He's a fan. But other than that, it's a wild ride. It's pretty fun. Uh, I don't know. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it's not the best movie out there, but for what it is, for the characters that take the role seriously, there's a few comedic elements in there, but it's cool. Very different. I believe Kevin Smith got the idea from like a mock podcast he was doing, and he decided to make it into a feature length film. So there you go. But yeah, I think it was released in 2014. So I'm sure you can stream it anywhere right now. But yeah, definitely fun to watch. Not the greatest horror film, but it's definitely up there just for being unique, I think. All right, and that's Tusk. The next one's pretty neat too. It's a sci-fi film. It's called Elysium. That's from Neil Blomkamp. So you may know Neil from movies like District 9, recently Demonic, which I thought was pretty cool. Really innovative sci-fi guy. Kind of reminds me of James Cameron. He was supposed to do like an aliens movie, but it kind of fell through. But nonetheless, the guy's very talented. He's got a lot of artistic dealings when it comes to film. He's very visual, and it's just it's fun. It's This movie's out there, but it's pretty cool. It's filled with social commentary. So basically, takes place in the future, like the 2154, and humanity's like divided. So like the poor working class are on like a dystopian, decaying Earth, and the rich people are on this. It's like I don't know. It's like a rotating planet, kind of like off of Earth, called Elysium, where they have like these health health beds. I think it's like a back to tank, but not really. And you go in it and you like heal. Like if you have like a disease or an illness, whatever, it makes you better. And yeah, that's only for like the rich or the well off. So obviously there's like a divide there. And one of the main characters, Max, who's actually played by Matt Damon, he's like a laborer worker type. And on the job, he gets exposed to like a dangerous, lethal amount of radiation. He's got like 5 days to live, and his like managers and workers could care less. They give him like pills to like keep him from melting, pretty much. So obviously, he's got nothing left to live for. He feels kind of cheated. So he goes to this smuggler to try and get on Elysium to like, because he knows about Elysium and the health tanks to help him hopefully cure it of this illness, the radiation poisoning. But there's a lot of things that get in his way because like there's this secretary Delacourt, actually played by Jodie Foster, which is nice. She's like this real mean bitch type, rich, um, totally abuses her power, and kind of sends this guy named Kruger, who's like a mercenary slash security guy, to like handle her dirty work, pretty much. They keep the poor where they're at and the rich in line, pretty much, or the leaders in line. Well, anyway, Matt Damon's character, Max, gets like an upgrade. He goes to this smuggler guy and says, listen, since you got nothing to live for, why don't you try on like this exoskeleton suit? And it's pretty neat. So he becomes kind of like this, half robotic. I don't want to say android because it doesn't really change him like that, like physically. It makes him stronger, but it's like an exoskeleton. So he wears it as such. It gives him, power because, by this point his body's decaying because of the effects of the radiation. So this exoskeleton kind of gives him like a boost to, go on this like suicide mission pretty much. And it's really for like a bigger cause because, it becomes a kind of like a cat and mouse game. This guy Kruger, who was hired by the secretary to eliminate him, they go back and forth, and it's it's great. It's cool. The action scenes, the Earth looking very dystopian, um, Elysium looking really pristine. Like Neil Blomkamp has a really eye for good futuristic and counter-futuristic dystopian images, and he's brilliant. In fact, some of his short movies you can view on Netflix right now. He's got a studio that specializes in these kind of sci-fi movies, and it's great. If you ever get a chance, check it out. I'll leave a link in case you guys want to see it. But I thought the movie's pretty cool. Definitely a revolutionary tale of the poor versus the rich, and in this case the poor prevailing. The rebellion pretty much, and I always like that aspect. I've always rooted for the underdog. It's just kind of how it is. I have a poster in my room of Che Guevara. Not the nicest guy in the world to some people, but I like that revolutionary cause. Fighting oppression, all that stuff. Some people may disagree with it, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion, so whatever. But I don't know. I think the film was pretty cool. Um, yeah, I mean, it has really everything you could want, like in a sci-fi film. It's got action. It's got, you know, like I said, it's got that scenery, that counter contrast of the Earth, in ruins, kind of like poor area, and then you have the Elysium, which is like brightly lit, real pristine looking and clean. So I like the contrast there, and like I said, the visuals are spot on. Um, but yeah, if you've seen any of Neil Blomkamp's work, you'll know what I'm talking about. It definitely shines right here. I think I want to say it got good attention, but like it came in and went kind of deal. In fact, both these movies I talked about kind of came in and went. So, but whatever, people have their own tastes. So I guess they didn't really appeal to everyone out there. But it's entertaining nonetheless. Both these movies, like I said, they're not going to win any awards anytime soon. But I mean, like I said, for what they are, I like them, and they both represent their genre pretty well, I think. But don't let me tell you about it. I could talk all day about this, and you can still either agree or disagree. So I say check it out for yourself. Like I said, I'll leave the links if you want to check them out, watch the trailers, and you determine if you like these. But I figure they've been out of the loop for a while. They're both like a year apart from each other, 2013, 2014. So yeah, if you got nothing to do, hey, check them out. Be entertaining nonetheless. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. That's really all I got to add for now. I don't know. I'll see what else I could do. Maybe another review. Maybe another history lesson. I don't know. All right, guys. Until next time, stay safe and be nice to each other. All right. Peace.